And investors got very excited. I mean, we all saw the stock market going like this. I mean, what in the world was going on? How could that be possible? Were companies suddenly that much more profitable?
One of the big reasons corporations were showing higher profits is they were keeping pay down. At the same time, corporate CEOs were starting to pay themselves large multiples of what the average worker was earning.
When we, in the fourth quarter of last year, along with a number of other companies, had to consider workforce reductions, it was a difficult time. You knew that you were impacting people who would have a difficult time, many of them, in finding new jobs, but you had to do it for the organization to, in that day, look to survive.
This chart shows you the compensation of the highest paid executives in 2010. These executives are being paid a lot of money. Executive pay keeps going up. Here's the ratio of average CEO compensation to the average worker's pay. Suddenly, this ratio goes kablooey.
Bill Clinton in 1992, one of his campaign planks was that no company should be able to deduct the cost of executive compensation in excess of $1 million.
Many big corporate executives raised their own salaries even when their companies were losing money and their workers were being put into the unemployment lines. I expect the jet setters and the feather bedders of corporate America to know that if you sell your companies and your workers and your country down the river, you'll be called on the carpet. That's what the president's bully pulpit is for.
When it came to actually implementing it, the Treasury Department decided that as long as CEO pay was linked to company performance, you could deduct pay over $1 million. Well, that was the signal to a lot of executives and to their boards of directors to make more and more of executive pay into stock options. That's where the whole stock option thing came from. It was a kind of a perversion of Bill Clinton's promise in the 1992 election. Another result of all of this is that you get a third group of people who are doing remarkably well. They're the people who always do well, particularly in times of high inequality, the financiers. Between 1997 and 2007, finance was the fastest growing part of the American economy. In 2009, during the depths of the recession, the 7 highest paid hedge fund managers were taking in more than $1 billion each. Remember that government sets the rules by which the market functions. We deregulated Wall Street, allowing Wall Street to engage in more and more excessive behavior. These are the financial sector wages relative to everyone else's. Does this graph look familiar? I mean, this is our bridge graph, our old inequality